to another round of coffee and questions. And what's today's topic? I want to discuss a little bit, and it might help you to understand how to approach looking at reviews, whether you're looking at Harbor Freight or Amazon, Walmart, anything like that. Let's just have a general discussion about it, and maybe it makes some awareness to where when you're shopping from this point on, you stop and think about some of the things that we'll discuss here real quick in determining, is it really a good product or is it not? Because there are always good reviews and bad reviews on everything that you look at. And it's hard to determine which is the truth, which isn't, things like that. So let's dig into it. So the reason why I bring this up is I had a friend that was looking at the Central Machine from Harbor Freight, the 20-inch fan. Is it a good fan? Because he read through the reviews, then he went to Amazon, and then, when we were out at our little club that we have, it's about 15 people, and we do like a show and tell of things that we buy and things that we do and all this. And he and I were talking, and I said, no, I don't know. I've got the big pedestal one, and I like it. And the other thing that I added to it is one of the remote controls, which I'll show you right here, which I think is a good deal. If if you have a fan like this in your shop and it's like up high or something, just to be able by remote control to turn it on and off. But anyway, that's off topic. So he was not confused, he was debating, I guess, to go back and forth between the one at Harbor Freight and the ones he saw on Amazon. Let me show you an ad off Amazon, which would be true from, even Harbor Freight. And if you take a look, it's got a very limited amount of information. It's probably on most of these ads on Amazon, there's like 5 or 6 bullet points talking about the particular product. And what a company does, I don't say all of them, but most of them, they will find the low bidder to write positive reviews for their product. And so then they go ahead and they do that. And so you might see them sometimes where there's 25 or 30 reviews written, which isn't very many, and you don't really know how many of those were written by somebody else. And this, what I mean is, if you read these reviews and you stop and think, whoever's writing this really has no experience or expertise in using the tool, and you can tell that when you read the review. So generally, those descriptions are very poor at best. The other thing is, a lot of these tools come out of China, and they probably have somebody over there that can read and write in Chinese. But again, they have no actual real experience using the tool, and they're not an expert in the field at all, whether it's woodworking, metalworking, automotive, whatever. They're just writing reviews, that's all. And it goes along with their product, which ends up on Amazon or Harbor Freight or whatever. So it becomes difficult to know what you should believe in terms of these reviews. Now, you won't find many reviews, but if you found one that actually was written by somebody that's a professional that was within that field or has that kind of experience, then I'd say, okay, that's probably a review you would want to pay some attention to. But most of these reviews, they're not like that at all. They're just totally, like I said before in a previous video, it's almost like a rigged system. So you have to be careful when you're looking through these reviews on what you want to believe and not believe. And then they say, well, what about the articles, other people write in the videos and stuff like that? Well, some of these people will go research, let's say the top 5 or the top 10 most popular fans or whatever that are, I'm just using fans as an example. I'm not saying they're horrible products. We don't know yet because we haven't done a deep enough dive. But let's say they go to Amazon, they find out the 5 or the 10, highest ranking, it's got more, comments, it's got more of anything. So they look for that 5 or that 10. Then they write an article review saying, hey, these are the best 5. Or they'll do a video and they'll show you, these are the best 5 or these are the best 10. But that doesn't mean that there's any real world experience, behind somebody, with that tool. I mean, they, like I said, they're not experts in this field. A lot of times they're just review writers. But many people, most of the time, are going to take a look at those reviews and go, oh, look, there's 1,000 or 2,000 reviews, and they're getting 4 stars or 4.5. Must be a good, must be a good tool. Must be a good product. It doesn't have to be a tool. and they go ahead and they buy it just based off of that alone after skimming through them. But that's not really telling you the whole story, about it. It's just marketing, advertising, trying to get you to buy it without any real hands-on experience. So when you read the articles, see if you can tell. Is there any expertise behind it? Do they have any real hands-on experience, using the product? A lot of times you'll find there's nothing hands-on in that written article. So it's kind of like throw it to the side. And you'll see, some companies, not a lot, but some companies out there will say, hey, look, we'll ship you our tool. We'll ship you this pair of needle nose. You can keep them. We just want you to do, whether it's a video or an article on how great this tool is for us. And you get to keep the tool. Plus, some of them will even give you, an extra little bit of money. So those two are what they call paid reviews. So you kind of, you got to be skeptical, I guess, when you read and you look at this stuff, to begin with, and see if there's any real world, real world experience behind it. So let's just say the first rule is when you read these reviews, you just want to be careful and you want to find the ones that talk about their own experience in using it and not just a bunch of fluff and puff. And when you see some of these products and they only have 10, 20, 30 reviews, it's a high probability there were review writers for that product that generated those. When you start seeing them in the greater numbers and you start seeing, the varying star ratings and you start to read through them and you look for that expertise and that experience that we're talking about in those types of reviews, you can then begin to make a little bit smarter choice on whether or not you want to purchase it. So let's just say, for example, in the case of these fans, and I'll throw up another snapshot here. Now, I don't pay really much attention to the 1s and 2s or the 5s. I generally look at the 3s and the 4s, and I look for the ones, again, that have that actual expertise or the experience of using it. And then I will read those reviews. Anything else that sits there and, hey, this is the greatest thing in the world, and blah, 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 it's easy to use, it's easy to assemble, oh, I buy it multiple times, and also, and there's no, real world kind of a thing behind it, like I was telling you. I don't pay attention to that. So I kind of stick within the realm of the 3 and 4 stars when I am looking and reading through the reviews. Now, why not the 1s and 2s? Because a lot of times these people are just pissed off about buying the tool because, like in the one case where there was, we talked about a jump pack a while back, and it wouldn't charge the battery, and the person didn't realize, well, it's not a battery charger, it's a jump pack. And he criticized the hell out of the product, gave it a 1, said he'd give it less than that if he could have, and rattled on. And so I don't, when you look at those, sometimes there are people that are just angry over the misuse of the tool. So you can look at them if you want. I generally tend not to. And don't forget, there are many, 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 many people out there, even when you look at Harbor Freight and you look at Walmart, you look at all, there are many very satisfied people out there that the product was wonderful, but these people don't write reviews. So there's a big amount of people that just simply don't want to bother writing reviews that, that could probably truthfully tell you about the functionality, but they just don't, okay, for whatever reason, they don't want to be bothered with it. So you have to take that into consideration too, to some degree, and say, well, look, there's a huge majority that really think, it really worked out best for them, and there's only a fragment that are putting it down. Maybe I should take a second look at this and realize that, like I said, there are many, many people out there that have bought it. They just don't write reviews. Now, the other thing, depending on what you're buying, it's pretty straightforward if you go to Harbor Freight, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. But we're talking about Amazon for a minute. If you're going to buy it off Amazon, what's the warranty? Some of these have no warranty. Some of them will come across with a 3-year warranty or a 5-year warranty. What does the warranty tell you? Well, the warranty will tell you how much confidence that particular company has in the product that they're selling. And the company doesn't want to pay for warranty claims because it comes out of their bottom line. So, they're going to be careful about offering the warranty, but if they really believe in their product, they will offer a warranty. So there's another little bit of a clue there. I won't say 100% of the time, but you can sit and figure if they're given a really good warranty, it's probably a good product. And if they're not giving you any warranty, well then, caveat emptor, buyer beware. Now, the other thing I'll tell you that happens with people when you do receive a product, especially that's shipped to you, and again, I'll keep saying Amazon. I buy a lot of stuff off Amazon. I like it. It ships right to my door. It's very convenient. If I don't need it right that second, I like the convenience of just ordering it, and that I do have a high level of confidence in knowing what I'm buying. But when I get it, I carefully open the box in case I have to return it. I take it out of the box, I test it out, the tool. If I need to return it, I can tell you, Amazon, I believe, it's my own opinion, I think Amazon has a great return policy. And I've never had a problem returning anything to Amazon. So 2 thumbs up in that regard. You can simply go online to Amazon, go to your order history, say you want to return it. They ask for a brief description of why. I always put it doesn't meet the description of the item that's described in the ad in which what I bought. You can print the label out right then and you ship it back. And they give you a full refund as soon as the carrier receives it. I drop it off down at my local UPS store with the label and everything. As soon as that carrier receives the product, I'm getting my refund immediately. It's not so much when Amazon receives it back. So all the way around, I think they have a really good policy on returns. Generally speaking, anything that you buy from Amazon, off Amazon warehouse, anything like that, they've got a 30-day, return policy, but it does have some exceptions to it. Some sellers themselves, when it's not coming from Amazon, their return policy can vary. So you need to read and really understand what, not just what the warranty is, but how much time are you going to be allotted for returning that product if you're not satisfied. If I buy anything, like I said, that I'm going to use, I take it out of the box the day that I get it, and I test it out. And then I know from there whether or not I'm keeping it or whether or not it's not as advertised, in which case I would send it back. And again, you take a look down at some of the reviews where somebody will write that they received a product, it didn't perform how they wanted it, it's a piece of junk, I'd never buy it again, I've owned it now for 6 months, and they rattle on, and then that's a trigger right there. You've owned it for 6 months. You couldn't have figured it out beforehand. And the thing is, I don't know how much you misused or abused the tool, and it just because it didn't stand up to like some kind of a battleship, you want to criticize the hell out of the tool and the shipping and whatever else. It's like, so again, those will usually fall into the 1s and 2-star ratings, and I kind of ignore them. So I've just gotten to where if I look at the 1s and 2s, I scan through them quickly. I pay more attention to the 3s and 4s, and no, I don't pay attention to the 5s because I know how they're written. So those are just some tips from the discussion that we have. If you have a different experience, leave it in the comment below. The other one that is really easy to return stuff to, I've never had a problem with, of course, is Home Depot, Walmart, these stores. They don't want people dissatisfied. And I always keep either my receipt or I take a photo off of my cell phone of the receipts. I don't care if it's my local Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Walmart, whatever. I always take a photo of the receipt just in case I lose it. Most of the time they have it in their database and on record, and it's not a problem, but it's just an extra precaution. As far as Amazon goes, we've already discussed that, and they already have a history of my purchase in there, and I think, like I said, the return policy is great. I'm going to conclude the video by telling you, if you have a fan in your shop, and remember, I've got the big one from Harbor Freight that's on the stand, but I also turned around and I bought the remote. That is handy as heck, because the fan I leave like in one place where it's blowing across what I'm working on, and I have the remote over, it's on like a little keychain kind of a thing so I don't lose it. And I hit the button when I'm out in the shop, and I hit it when I'm walking out of the shop. I think they're cheap, I think it's discounted right now, so you should consider it. Or you don't have to use it on a fan, I suppose you could use it on other stuff out in your shop. Okay folks, I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe, give me a thumbs up, keep following me. Like I said, it helps me take care of my stray cats, and I don't mind doing the videos, especially when I find something I think is useful that everybody else can use or maybe learn from. If you have any other comments or experiences that would be helpful to people, go ahead and put it in the comment below. Otherwise, I'm going to see you on the next video, and you folks have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.